This is Georgia Cold Cases from 1971 to 1999. Before we go over the cold cases, please make sure that you're following the channel. You give this video a like and you share it out. It not only helps the channel, but it helps spread awareness on these cases. Also, please forgive me for any names that I may mispronounce. On November 14, 1971, Anthony Lee Mel disappeared from Atlanta, Georgia. He was 9 years old. He would now be 62. He was 5'2" and weighed 95 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 404-658-6666. Raymond Lamar Green disappeared from Atlanta, Georgia on November 6, 1978. He was only 5 days old. He would now be 45. His height and weight are unknown. He has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 404-658-6666. On December 15, 1980, Teresa McDonald disappeared from Tunnel Hill, Georgia. She was 17 years old. She would now be 61. She was 4'11" and weighed 130 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information, call 865-215-2243. Alicia Smiley disappeared from Atlanta, Georgia on June 6, 1985. She was 3 years old. She would now be 42. She was 3 foot and weighed 30 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 404-853-3434. Katrina Jackson disappeared from Sylvania on May 30th, 1986. She was 13 years old. She would now be 51. She was 5'5" and weighed 130 pounds with brown hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information, call 912-564-2292. Andrew Brown disappeared from Colquitt on July 24, 1987. He was 1 year old. He would now be 38. He was 2 foot, weighed 25 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 912-758-3421. Monica Bennett disappeared from Brunswick, Georgia on June 21, 1989. She was 15 years old. She would now be 50. She was 5'5" and weighed 130 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Monica's brother, Michael Bennett, also disappeared from Brunswick on June 21, 1989. He was 14 years old. He would now be 49. He was 5'7" and weighed 125 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information on Monica or Michael, please call 912-267-5700. On March 18, 1990, Janette Milberg disappeared from Augusta, Georgia. She was 15 years old. She would now be 50. She was 5'4" and weighed 125 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Janette's twin sister, Janette, also disappeared from Augusta on March 18, 1990. She was 15 years old. She would now be 50. She was 5'4" and weighed 125 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information on the girls, please call 706-821-1096. Travis Sutton disappeared from Atlanta, Georgia on March 9, 1993. He was 1 month old. He would now be 31. He was 2 foot and weighed 8 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 404-853-3400. Jamari Coleman disappeared from Brunswick, Georgia on July 24, 1993. He was 2 months old. He would now be 31. He was 1'7" and weighed 9 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 912-267-5559. On May 27, 1994, Jody Brandt disappeared from Lawrenceville. She was 16 years old. She would now be 46. She was 5'3" and weighed 122 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. If you have any information, call 313-242-3500. Desmond Dix disappeared from Atlanta on January 30th, 1996. He was 16 years old. He would now be 45. He was 5'6" and weighed 135 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 404-546-5699. KemmiaPate disappeared from Unadilla on September 4th, 1998. She was 8 years old. She would now be 34. She was 4'4" and weighed 59 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, call 229-268-4128. Teresa Dean disappeared on August 15, 1999 from Macon, Georgia. She was 11 years old. She would now be 36. She was 4'10" and weighed 75 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information, call 912-945-3357. If you have any information on any of these missing persons, please call the number listed with their case.